What up, guys? This is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today's video I will be discussing my views on the upcoming Mega House Portrait of Pirates figure. We don't have any new figures since my January video, but we have official images and I haven't really been discussing them, so I think this is a good time since some of them will be coming out very soon. And I think this will be a quick video because we just have a few figures to really go through. The first one is Mihawk Maximum, as you can see, and it's coming out in August this year. I think this is the new revised date. I think this is coming out on time, and the price is 15,000 yen, so around the same price as the previous Zoro Maximum. I think maybe a little bit more expensive, I'm not too sure. Alright, so previously we have photos of him in the in the display booth from the conventions back when there's still no lockdown and life was pretty much normal. And now we have this official image from Mega House, and you can see this is one of the ways you can display this figure facing off with the Zoro Maximum. I think it will take out a lot of shelf space though. Alright, due to the the way it is being displayed. And you know what, honestly, he is pretty amazing. The pose, I've seen some people say that it's kind of repetitive or very similar, even for the arms with Zoro and other figures. And I think they made it that way. It's purposeful with their decision of the modeling and the pose. And I don't think I mean, some people might think it's an issue, but to me it's not. I think it's still rather cool. And of course you can see the face here for Mihawk. The details look really great. I think this, out of the 3 POPs we have gotten of him so far, this face is probably the best. Definitely better than previous one. The previous one, I'm not sure why, but it could be the eyebrow or the eyes, but he looked a bit sad to me. Like he looks a bit, I don't know, like worrying or sad. And that figure is still amazing, but I think this face is just a lot more accurate. And of course, just looking at his inner shirt, you get those details on the collar and on the long sleeve is carved onto the figure itself, is not printed on. So that looks really good, to be honest. And you also have that flying necklace with the cross, which is also a short dagger. And the hat too looks a bit wider and looks more fitting on his head than the previous version, I think. This is the base, so it says 世界最强 in Chinese, and I think it just means the world's strongest. Obviously, because he's the world's strongest swordsman, this looks cool and very similar in style to the Zoro Maximum. This is his sword. I forgot the name. It looks pretty nicely detailed as well. Look at the details on the bottom part of it, with the gems and the sort of the golden reflective paints. And I think even though the pose is rather amazing, I don't think it is impressive enough to warrant a purchase for me personally. I still prefer the previous version of Mihawk, even though I said the face is not as good. I think he just looks kind of very fitting, just standing there, very stoic and sort of undisturbed and unfazed by anything. And I think someone also mentioned that Mihawk actually never ever used one arm to use his sword. But I am not 100% up to date or 100% sure of the One Piece lore. I can't confirm that. Maybe some of you can. And maybe, I don't know, I mean, I can't really recall if Mihawk always used 2 hands to slash. So if that is really the case, then this will of course be kind of a bit weird and outlier and not really paying attention to details. So I don't know, maybe some of you guys out there watching this video can enlighten all of us. Alright, yeah, so personally for me, I am not getting it because I also do not have the Zoro Maximum. I think no point. And for me, actually the main issue other than the price is the shelf space. I don't think I have space for this guy. Okay, next is Belmere from the Playback Memories series, and this is of course the promo image too. and it's framed very nicely like an old picture of Belmir and Nami and her sister, which is it Nojiko? Hopefully I got the name right. And for me, this is nothing interesting. Doesn't really appeal to me as a collector, because I feel the figure itself is pretty alright. It's pretty ordinary, and I think the main catching points of this figure is that you have to like the character to get it. Or if you really like, you're a completionist collector, or if you really want to display her with the two kids, then maybe you'll want to go for her. And the good thing about this is, for completionists who always was looking for the previous Belmir figure, this one is probably a lot cheaper than the resale market for the previous one, and I think a lot of them breathed a sigh of relief. Details wise, it looks pretty decent. They didn't really exaggerate the boobs, so that's kind of surprising, because Mega House. The details on the gun looks amazing as well. The hair actually looks pretty good. Let's see if we go to close-up images. The pose is fine. I think pretty similar to the previous one, but of course the details and the face looks a lot better. Yeah, you can see the hair here, and it looks to me that it's very, very detailed. The sculpting, and whoa. I'm seeing this now, I'm noticing it. Looks like the lines, it's a little bit iffy, and I don't think that's good, because man, like, Mega House, you increase the price, you better make damn sure that your figures is of top-notch quality. I would hate to see this on my Belmir figure if I pay 11,000 yen for it. Yeah, it costs 11,000 yen. It's coming out in November. I think I missed that previously. And they always have issues with lines, I think since way back when, and looks like they're still having it now. And this is the prototype official image, and they're already having such troubles. I really hope this is not the case for the actual release, and you guys who are getting this figure will get a better, more top quality figure. Cigarette to the mouth. I think it probably comes as part of the sculpts and not as a separate piece. And she also has a tangerine in her left palm. Alright, now this is Wano Alliance Zorojuro, of course Robo Noir Zoro, and he's coming out in November 2. His price is 14,800 yen, and I would say I think that's similar to Mihawk and the Zoro Maximum. I was really disappointed with the price when I found out, because because it's not Maximum, you expect it to be somewhat significantly cheaper, but you always know deep down that very, very likely that Mega House is just going to milk the more popular characters. And I was actually saving up to get this guy, and in the end I just didn't want to get it anymore for one main reason, and that's because I think that the face doesn't really look like Zoro at all. That's my opinion. And this photo is an official image, so let's just get that over with first. It looks great here, sort of training in the forest. And this is also one of the ways you can display him with Luffy. And I also don't like the Luffy. I think you guys know by now. The face is just off too. And this is Zoro. So I think, if I'm not wrong, the main problem about this Zoro for me that really destroys the facial likeness is the, what do you call that, the jawline. I think he looks too squarish and round. Like, he almost looks very, very chubby for no reason. So now, right, I'm covering the right side of the face of Zoro, basically the side with the scar in real life now, and the left side of the face towards us with his eye open, he looks pretty okay. But when you look at it now as a whole, it just throws off the likeness. And for me, if I'm paying that price, close to 200 Singapore dollars or even more with shipping for me, honestly, I want them to be in tip-top character likeness and how I really want it to be. So compare this face to Zoro Maximum. I think Zoro Maximum's face is much more amazing and much more accurate. And yeah, it's just kind of disappointing because I was really, really, really looking forward to this. Because back then we still don't have the colored prototype and we don't have close-up images. But now that it's come out, it's just, yeah, they're really disappointed. And I really love Zoro a lot, but I think this is a missed chance. It looks better here. His hair looks amazing. You get all those shading, and the volume of the hair looks great too. These are the sword sheaths, and they looks to be a little bit of shading in certain areas. The paint job is very crisp and clear. And let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the full frontal image, and man, like his face just looks too round and chubby for me. And I think it's also a little bit with the forehead space that he just looks a bit too much bigger. But other than that, if you don't share my opinion, I think this figure it's really quite amazing. The pose, the flowing, the coloring, the shading of the figure, to me it's top notch. And some people do mention that this is very, very similar to the filmsy POP Zoro, and I think so too. But at least this is in a more interesting outfit than the previous one, and he just looks, Zoro with a pose like this just always looks very, very badass. His kimono looks great on him, and the colors on here, they really tried to add very realistic shading throughout the whole cape. And also the flow of the kimono is coming up over here. The muscles you can really see. Let's see if we get more images of it. I'm kind of disappointed now that nowadays Mega House's figures are just fixed pose. Imagine you can have him with the bandana on, or at least 3 sword style, because that's Zoro, right? Zoro is about 3 sword style. I think he's the only guy in One Piece that does that, and it's not very often we get figures of Zoro using that. So it's kind of weird. Okay, other than your, what's that? The Zoro Maximum. And spoiler alert, guys. Please skip the next part. Since he has gotten a new sword, I do think that sometime in the future there will be more Zoro figures with the new sword, and maybe it's worth skipping for now and looking at it later. Oops. Okay, now before we go to Vivi, I just want to mention that I have a gut feeling that for Mega House, given the current situation with the virus going around the world, and maybe the declining economic situations in many places around the world, I got a feeling that they actually will not continue the whole Wano Straw Hat crew. And so far, who we've got Zoro, Luffy, Nami, Chopper. So we still have 5 more to go, and I don't really expect those figures to come cheap, especially for like Frankie and Brooke. And I personally don't think that they will continue the series. And since it's been so long since they announced anything at all, I do personally hope that they release Robin, Geisha Robin. I will definitely get her, provided that she looks good, of course. And also, who's the other guy called? Sanji. Yeah, sorry, Sanji. But what I mean is the black suit, the red suit Sanji. I think that would be super sick, and I really, really hope they make one for him. Those are currently on my my wish list that I hope Mega House will make. Yep, so next one is again Playback Memories Nefertari Vivi, and it's coming out in December. The price is 12,000 yen, about 1,000 yen more expensive than Belmere. I think that's because maybe Vivi is more popular. So this is the official image of her, and I think she looks amazing. Let's look at other angles and shots. The pose is obviously really, really cool because this is pre-time skip Vivi, and we have her in the dancer outfit. desert dancer outfit or something. And the pose itself with her just holding the cloth, you can see the creases, the folds, the shading they added to enhance the realism, all very well done. And of course her hair just kind of floats upwards. The face, yeah, maybe the face is not the best, can be a little bit more accurate. Nowadays, I do think that like their faces just look a lot similar to each other for Mega House figures, especially for One Piece characters at least. So it's probably a sculpting issue or a design issue. Yeah, and the outfit looks pretty good at the top. Her chest does look pretty big here, so it's definitely enhanced. The necklace, the earrings, the mouth, and this is sort of a better full body view. She looks great, but looking at the pose, definitely she needs some sort of special support, or maybe a battle pack in the only leg, but I really doubt so. And the creases on the dress is also really good. So for me, I am not a big Vivi fan, and I won't really be getting this because it just doesn't really interest me. I think if I have extra cash to spare, I will get her, but I don't. I'm saving up for hopefully other good stuff to come. So I'll probably skip on this, but to me she is a good Vivi if you want to have her. The old version of her, the first version of her, it's probably, in my opinion, already very outdated in terms of details and design. And this is definitely a better option, but of course it comes at a much higher price. Okay, now the last one. This is our crazy death surgeon. This is under the Wano Alliance series, and it is Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. So this figure is slated to come out in January next year, 2021, and the price is 12,300 yen. So slightly more expensive than Vivi. And like I said previously, I'm not a big fan of the pose. And I think now also I do have other issues that I want to bring up when I evaluate this figure. The main thing I want to say is that his kimono actually looks kind of crazy shiny. It's really weird. And like if you look at Zoro previously, his colors are very matte, very flat. But for Law here, they just decided to go for a very reflective paint. And I also don't think that his face looks 100% like him. I think there are previous figures of Zoro of Law that looks a lot better. And so you can switch the arms with him holding it up or just resting on the knee. And even like the back of the kimono, the cape, it's also pretty crazy. I do think that the design, I mentioned this in my Masterlies video of Law, I really like the black kimono style of Law. I think it suits his character and personality so well. But in this case, I don't know, man. Like the reflective thing is just too much for me. And even the back part, it's not very consistent in terms of color. Not sure if it's just the camera or some reflective work, but even this flower parts, it's not consistent. Like here is a lot more purplish. Of course, I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. But yeah, even like the lines here, you can see it's not the best, not the most perfect, even for the prototype. Oh my god, I'm actually noticing this now, because I didn't really take a closer look previously. And sword looks okay, looks decent. The tattoos on the arms look great. The body also looks great. Could be more muscular, I guess, but I guess it's sitting down, so it's not very obvious. And yes, sorry guys, I forgot, like his sitting down position, like why do they have to go with that? Are they trying to make him sexy? Because trying to show some thigh so you can peek underneath for those of you interested. And this photo is just very obvious how reflective it is. not a big fan of that. It makes the material less realistic, the overall feel of the figure. And to me, just sitting down just looks boring. I'd rather him just standing up, holding his sword, taking his sword out. I think he looks much more badass. And yeah, I mean, I'm just not a fan. Some of you might be, some of you might actually love this or be okay with it, but not for me. Okay, so the face wise is also, I think it's the eyes. Yeah, can't really pinpoint the exact reason why it makes me feel like it doesn't really look like Law, but definitely can be improved. Okay, so I think I actually talked longer than I thought I would. Sorry guys. Thank you for listening all the way if you've done that. And just sharing my opinions, and also for those of you who maybe you're out of the loop, you're not really well informed about all these official images. Hopefully this is of help to you guys, and let me know what you guys think too. As usual, I always love to discuss the our opinions on the figures, and hope to hear from you in the comments section below. If you're new here and you like my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.